Alrighty, we're fucking live in this bitch. Drop a fucking bomb because we came through again. In the name of consistency. Now let's go through our protocol. Go ahead and check all the other platforms because it was playing with me last time. Had me motherfucking do a whole hour stream and that bitch was not streaming. I was just over here to myself screaming. Yeah, that was not it. So we double checking everything. We good on YouTube. We good on Rumble. Now we checking X, and we're fucking good to go, baby. We good on all platforms. You heard? Yep, we're learning as we go, people. Fucking 2 streams this week, 2-hour streams. That shit was not even streaming. It was just a Rumble Play logo.
Stupid.
So now we check the fucking stream before we get started. You feel me? Now we make sure we're on point before we just waste a fucking hour of our life. So yeah, guys, make sure you check the description. We have merch available. Go fucking buy some shit from your boy. We have merch available on the site. We have this hat here. This is the embroidered takeover hat. This shit is fire, very high quality. The embroidery is nice and shiny, which I love. Also, we have this shirt available as well, which is the Burn Banks Collection BOA shirt. This is actually available right on the Twitter profile directly as well. But if you go on the site, which is in the description, you'll see that there as well. You feel me?
Get over here!
Yeah, man. We also have our fitness program, Borderline Anabolic, where I will help you with your macros and your work. Progressive overload, weight training, and calisthenics to get you a fucking goated physique. You feel me? Like your fucking boy. And
Get over here!
that shit is fucking easy. So if you want to change your physique, especially if you are skinny and you want to pack on muscle, that is my motherfucking specialty. You feel me? So you can message the word anabolic to Takeover Worldwide on IG. We got the OG fucking ad. You feel me? Also, if you just want to talk to me, a lot of people, they try to DM me or they want to talk to me, they ask me any sort of questions, whatever they want to. It could be spiritual or whatever pertaining to the shit I be tweeting and shit like that. I also offer one-on-ones. You'll just have to message to the same Instagram, the phrase one-on-one, and I'll know exactly what you're talking about. We offer like FaceTimes in increments of 30 minutes. You pay by the 30 minutes. You feel me? So fucking support your boy. You feel me?
Get over here!
As you can see from the title, this is the third try. Yesterday, we came back on after we wasted that hour. And we were supposed to finish out the Mike Rashid and Michael Sartain, John. But then I had some technical difficulties. But we're fucking back in this bitch. So we're going to bang this one out and finish this one for real. And then I'm probably going to hop on later and do another stream. But I just wanted to finish this Michael Sartain and Mike Rashid heat. You feel me? Because they were dropping mad bombs in that bitch. So yeah, let's continue. Let us continue that one. Fuck, hold on. Oh. There we go. All right, so we back in this bitch. Let's fucking get it.
What do you have to lose?
We're scam artists, but you went through traditional Prussian education system.
He said people call him a scam artist. He said, but you're broke. You should give it a try. Mike Rashid is a fucking goat, bro. Said,
Shut your damn mouth.
Shut up, bitch.
yo, I'm fucking dead. That was funny.
Bumblecud.
That was funny, Mike Rashid.
Believing that they were going to help you. The funny thing is, a couple things. Ty Lopez, he has a saying, goes, I think I have created more millionaires than anyone on the internet. And I don't know if that's true, but he's helped me make 8 figures because in my company in revenue. Because
let's drop a bomb for Ty Lopez. When I did that Ty Lopez stream, I had mentioned that I was one of the people, one of the early goats who copped his first course, 67 Steps. Michael Sartain did as well. Everybody who copped that shit is like leading the industry now, you feel me? So it's only a matter of time for your boy blows the fuck up. More testament to Ty Lopez being the fucking GOAT. We already dropped 2, so let's drop a third bomb for Ty Ski.
because of the things that I learned from Ty, in part because of what Ty's done. The other thing with Ty, and the reason why I use him as an example, because he was kind of the first. He was kind of the first one to do $100 million in sales from 67 steps and run that ad. Here I am in my garage. Ty spends, I believe, I'm going to ask him tomorrow. I'm going to a show tomorrow. $200,000 a year on continuing education, buying other people's courses. When we started this company, I was like, okay, cool, man. We're selling a course, and my partners, all we do now is buy courses, and we travel to different places to hear what Cole Gordon, Taylor Welsh, and all these different guys have to say. I listen to everything my man Dan Fleischman has to say, all these different people, and I learned from them. Okay, I was like I said, I was with.
That's a motherfucking fact. You should always be finding people out there and trying to learn from as many people as you fucking can. The master is a master because he is eternally a student. You feel me? That is really how you separate yourself and get those fucking power levels, breaking the fucking reader.
It's over 9,000!
Feel me? I'm fucking playing with your boy, man.
Wes Watson.
They telling the truth, man. Hey, he just said Wes Watson. Drop a motherfucking bomb for the GOAT Wes Watson. Hey, we give all the flowers and all the praise when it's due, where it's due on this channel. You feel me? Your boy is an advocate of giving flowers and praise where it's fucking due. Because that only adds to you, you feel me, to be able to recognize greatness.
A couple weeks ago, he said this out loud so I can repeat it. He has to spend $1.3 million a month in write-offs because he has figured out an incredibly automated way to do between 3 and 4 million a month in revenue. That's just crazy numbers when you think about this. If you like understand, remember what I said before about the military training instructor yelling at the guy? If you believe that one man can pass along information to another and help him become better, then when you see people like that, you're like, I want to learn from him. 100%. Just being in the room, just like, and you know this, I'm sure you've had dinner. Like, if you go to dinner with, like, Dan Fleischman won't let anyone pay for dinner. If you go, so many times I've taken out my card and he's just like, oh yeah, it's comp. Like, sure, Dan, I'm sure it's comp. Same thing with when you're out with Wes, when you're out with any of these guys, they want to pay for dinner before you can. If you sit there and just shut the fuck up for an hour, you will learn, you will hear them talk about things that will.
The art of shutting the fuck up when there's other people in the room you can learn from. It's a lost art form, my guys. My friends, but we're going to continue. 112.47. Drop a bomb for 47 on the time clock.
will make you tens of millions of dollars. But it's so far outside of your reality because you were brought up in a sheep, slave, collectivist mindset that you don't even think you could possibly learn from these people. So if you believe you can learn from these people, then you want to be around them. And I went to, you remember 67 Steps, the course that Ty Lopez made? It's a 10-year anniversary. It was yesterday. And we went to his house, the house with the Lamborghini and the bookshelf. We went to the house and he gave a speech to us. And the room was filled with so
a surefire sign of a person who has a bright future. Do they invest in themselves? You feel me? I was 18 years old when I copped Ty Lopez 67 Steps. I was 18 years old. I didn't go to school. I didn't go to college, but I knew I had to educate myself. So what did I do? What did I do? Invested in myself. That's the separating factor, my friends. And I'm happy to say I was 18 years old when I copped that. Damn, that was 10 years ago. I've been on this journey of self-development. Drop a fucking bomb.
so many people worth over $100 million. It was crazy. And you're in there and you realize if these people have this much money and they're buying courses, but you think of courses are a scam, it's the same people like when you talk about people you know.
That's a fuck. Successful people is buying all the courses and all the bitch ass broke people is calling it scams. See, it depends on your expectations. I bought Ty Lopez 67 Steps program, and what I wanted to do was gain some knowledge and gain some insight that could put me on a better trajectory, and that's exactly what I got. You feel me? However, if you're expecting to be a fucking millionaire after you buy the $67 course,
Stupid.
Then you know, you might have bumped your head and you might have got hit in the head really hard with a brick or something. But
stupid.
Then you might call it a fucking scam. But it just comes down to the person's mindset. You got to be open to receiving, open to investing into yourself, having realistic expectations and shit. A lot of the books that I review here on the stream, since I've been started streaming for the past week and we're going crazy, we're continuing to drop a fucking bomb for consistency and continued growth. But yeah, I've reviewed books and a lot of the books on here that I review, audiobooks that I never heard before, like the first chapter, the first couple sentences, you know, because your boy's a motherfucking goat. You feel me? Because your boy is goated like that. You feel me? Like the first couple lines, I will generally know what the whole entire book is about. You feel me?
It's over 9,000!
It's just because I'm built like that. You feel me? Nah, but fucking, all right, so boom. Most of the time I do. But if you can just get one nugget, that is the fucking key right there. If you can read something and you can just get one piece of information that's going to help you, to move forward that you didn't know before, that adds to the collective motherfucking knowledge.
Get over here!
That, my friends, is a motherfucking win. You got to shift your fucking mindset and stop being little fucking bitches.
Oh, and they're like, no, man, you're name dropping. No, I'm not name dropping. I'm trying to teach you a lesson that someone told me. That's like Bill Belichick teaching a lesson that Bill Parcells told him and causing it name drop.
Right.
It's not name dropping. It's like that's how you actually learn lessons.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The lessons that I've learned from Patrick Bet-David, from Adam Sosnick, the lessons I've learned from Justin Waller, from you, from Wes Watson, from Ryan Stewman, from all these guys I looked up to, from Ryan Pineda, all these guys I look up. There's all these little pieces I take. Even Grant Cardone. I've never met Grant Cardone, but I watch some of the things he does in some of his podcasts, and I love that.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a piece of that. If you understand that, you have an abundance mindset.
Well,
go.
If
you see those people and you're like, you're name dropping, or here's the other one, you're trying too hard, you have a scarcity mindset, and you're never going to grow.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, great fucking point by Michael Sartain right there. It really comes down to your mindset, people, and how you're deciding to look at things. But if you feel like you're getting scammed all the time, every time you buy something, you gotta fucking take a look at yourself and see if your expectations are realistic or if you're just being a fucking idiot. You feel
Stupid.
me? Like, you might just have to
Shut up, bitch.
and just recalibrate, you feel me, and really reevaluate your perspective, you feel me, and see where and search and see if you can find, make it a fucking game, you know what I'm saying? Make it a task for yourself and to correct your mindset if you're one of these people. Let me see if I could find a gem out of this, something that I didn't know before, something that I could use to move forward, to build on top of the collective knowledge I have, to keep adding so I can move forward, you know, with more fucking, so I can move forward in a better way. You feel me?
Stupid.
Shifting perspective a lot of the times is all it takes. That's shifting your perspective. You're like, a different perspective can make the whole fucking difference in what you're manifesting for yourself and what your motherfucking reality is gonna be. Now, you know your boy is multitasking as usual. We always got to do our Twitter posts. We always got to post our YouTube shorts. I did have some wings and a Reese's before I came on stream, so I don't know if I'm going to eat today. I might still get me some fucking eggs. I got about 10 hard-boiled eggs in the refrigerator ready to be peeled because you know they peel better when they're cold. Your boy had them nice, and your boy had them set up beautifully in the fridge, and I know that they're ready right now. So at any point in time, if the game's called, you feel me, we're gonna fucking ball. You heard? Play that fucking golden arm. This shit be super. Let's continue, my friends.
exemplify what it means to have a growth mindset.
Yeah.
Right. Most people have a fixed mindset.
Yeah.
People tell me, they said, even like in the dating podcasting sphere, which I'm not in, but they kind of put me in that for a hot second. You can't listen to him. He's a natural. I'm like, what? You should listen to me. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right. Natural or not, I'm successful at these things. Right. So, and here's the thing. I had to, like, first of all, there's no man so beautiful that women just want to hang out with them just because of their looks. That's weird. That's weird. Right. If you can't provide a safe place for, I mean, we have a good friend in here, Carla, you know.
The nerds were mad because Mike Rashid was dropping knowledge and getting into their territory of dropping motherfucking nerd terms. And they try to discount my boy by saying he's a natural. Come on, son. You fucking bumped your head.
Stupid.
Whatever bro has to say, obviously he can still provide value. You feel me? You're just mad because you're a fucking dweeb.
this is my dog. I love her to death.
Yeah.
She's partied with me in Miami, like all over, and it's her and a bunch of beautiful women.
Yeah.
We're on yachts, and the women are safe. And
they're safe because Carla looks like she could stab someone. Carla looks strong as shit.
She know what's up.
Carla looks like she could. I was joking, like Carla was going to pick me up in her arms and drag me out somewhere. Yeah,
because it's like a real man is going to provide that space. Like, I figured these things out.
Yeah.
It's not about me. It's about my people, right? These people, what you said, they have this collective mindset. I'm telling y'all, look, deprogram yourself, humble yourself. I talk about, I'm all right with the natural state of things, right? Mm-hmm. So if we had this kind of divine leader, this dictator, right? I'm all right with it. He must be a great man to get to this point. So I'm gonna check him out. There's people in that these people are following you, me, whomever. Get into a program. If we have programs, get into it. Just see what it's about.
Fact. Start fucking buying into people's programs. Goddamn it. Buy my fucking program, bitch. Stop being a scared little fucking bitch with your damn conspiracy theories.
Get over here!
Cop up, links in the motherfucking description. I got a fitness program as well as one-on-one FaceTimes available. And I got merch on the website. Everything is available in the fucking description. Go ahead and spend that manans. Go ahead and cop up. Go ahead and support your boy. Go ahead and buy shit from me.
If it ain't shit, it ain't shit. Everybody has a low tier offer. You know what I'm saying?
Fact, stop being a fucking bitch. It's worth a try. How the fuck you gonna find shit out if you ain't trying, bitch? Guess what? You're not.
Stupid.
Get in and see if you can learn some shit.
Yeah.
I read books. Sometimes I'll read the back and I got the book figured out. I can be in your low tier offer and figure out the whole thing. Maybe some of y'all can do that. Like, you're smart. People they give themselves no credit. I give myself a
That's a smart tactic right there. Buy the low tier, and if you're a fucking elite motherfucking GOAT like me and Mike Rashid, you feel me?
It's over 9,000!
Then you're going to be able to read the whole entire program like the back of your hand anyway.
Get over here!
Maybe not the whole program, literally like the back of your hand, but you're going to have a good idea if you would want to go further in the higher tiers. You feel me? Yeah, that was a great point there by Mike Rashid, a fucking goat. Shout out, bro.
A lot of credit. I figured a lot of things out in life, and I didn't have, I went to college, but I dropped out. I didn't have all of the right things in place, but the fact that things weren't in place was perfect for me because it made me gritty. It made me figure things out, and I just honor the fact that I came from a deficit and climbed my way out of that. It made me so strong. So when there's people that already started at a baseline and I started here, I love that. Man, how you let me pass you, bro? But I understand why, because you had no sense of urgency to get from a bad place. You was already in an okay place.
You got to have that chip on your shoulder. Yeah, that's what Mike Rashid is talking about right there. It's always a great advantage to have that chip on your shoulder. That shit will drive you like no other.
So that's what these people need to do. Y'all are in an okay place and fuck that place. Well, if you're cool with it, cool, because it's not the worst thing in the world. The poorest person in America is richer than most people in the world.
Yeah.
You feel me? So that's okay. It's okay. I know me, for instance, and you, we do a lot of things for other people, providing information for other people. Like, listen, if you take my shit and it works for you, great. I love that. But if you don't, I don't care. Like, my life moves on. My money does not come from coaching. Like, it does now, but I can stop coaching. It doesn't affect me, right? So these people, I don't know, they're looking at it like, oh, you just want to make money. Like, don't you? But yeah, I'm gonna make money because my information is valuable. I'm not a regular guy, straight away. So Yeah, people gotta deprogram themselves. Remember 300, the second one?
Yeah.
When Xerxes went into that lake to just cleanse himself, and he came out a god king. That's, y'all can do that, right? It's a protocol of things. We barely talk, but we're really cool. But guarantee we are in alignment with a lot of things that we do on a regular basis.
Because you have an abundance mindset.
Right. So we're both training early. We're both watching our diet.
Sure.
We're both doing the sauna. We're both doing a lot of things to suffer, right?
Yeah.
But things that are good.
Success leaves clues. Pay attention, man. You just mentioned a few things: that early wake up, the consistent workouts. Success leaves clues, baby. Pay attention. You see, sometimes you got to read between the lines. You feel me? Sometimes you got to read between the lines, and you got to just connect the dots in the web. You got to research a bunch of people that all have different traits that you like. You know what I'm saying? Research a bunch of people that are all on a certain level of success, that are all different in their own ways, right? Eventually, you're going to start to see the points in the fucking matrix on the web. You're going to see the points in front of you where they connect and where all of the fucking, you know what I'm saying, symmetries and motherfucking synchronizations, where everything syncs up and what's common amongst these people. And that, my friends, is going to be a beautiful roadmap for you.
It makes you so strong and so resilient, right? There's a lot of things that we're doing constantly to constantly bathe ourselves from being normal,
yes,
to be God kings.
Now, consider if you're not one of those people, everything you and I are doing is going to seem disingenuous and try hard. So again, like, consider when someone goes to the gym and they do the same workout over and over again, and you give them something they don't like. I don't particularly like hamstring curls. I don't really like military press. Like, there's a few workouts I don't, I really don't like back extensions. So there's a couple that I don't like to do. If I'm a personal trainer and I see these are weak spots for you, you have bad posture because you don't do any lower body, et cetera, whatever. When I make you do those things, meaning to become successful, it's always going to feel awkward. And the next day your body's going to hurt. So when someone gives you advice to do something that works, like for instance, a guy who's terrified of approaching women, when I make you go approach women, you're not going to feel good. You're going to feel awkward, but just know that you're not successful. So if I tell you anything that's going to make you successful, it's always going to feel awkward.
Right.
It's never going to feel genuine, and you're going to feel try hard. You show your life on social media. There's a lot of introverted people who's like, no, man, that's too try hard. You know why I show my life on social media? It's funny. Alex Hormozy said it best. He goes, I didn't want to be on social media, but then I went viral for a podcast I did, and I realized the level of power that I had from going on social media. And so I realized it was my responsibility to do this. And then we all watched what Dan Bilzerian did, going to 32 million, 38 million followers on Instagram. And when he did this, it's like, he even explained, he's like, social media allowed me to show status with low perceived effort, right? And it worked fantastically well for him. So, and he's a pretty introverted guy. So you ask yourself the question is like, is this thing really try hard? Well, the try hard guy took your girl. The try hard guy is in better shape than you. The try hard guy took your clients. The try hard guy has a bigger business than you. That's what the try hard guy did. And then the guy who's the slave, the sheep, he wrote negative comments about Ty Lopez.
Yeah. Stupid.
That's what he needed, or about me, or whomever, or about you, or about Wes, or about whoever. He did that because he's a slave, again, to the mindset that not only are these people not helping, that no one can help. Like, it's very rare that I see a guy who's going to talk shit who then took a different course and was like, but this course saved my life.
Doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen because you're not open to the idea of improvement.
It's weird that the term try hard is negative.
Yeah, isn't it weird?
You should try hard.
Yeah.
Unless you study the Tao Te Ching, and you understand the ways of Lao Tzu, which you don't. Because you don't read, right? Yeah. You only read comments and you post negative ones, and you read the negative comments as you read. You think you did something. You know how many times people like, I'm like, yeah, whatever, fuck you, fuck off. Oh, I got under your skin. It's like, is this what this is about?
Yeah.
You think you're under my this is a flex for you?
Yeah.
Like, your friends are probably embarrassed by you.
Yeah.
You probably don't have any friends. You can't have a girlfriend, bro, carrying on like this. There's times, it haven't been a long time, but it's been a long time.
Nah, it's sickening, bro. I've had my own run-in with the motherfucking troll army and these fucking negative comment weirdo losers. When I was posting consistently on YouTube Shorts and on YouTube Reels, I had a few posts go somewhat viral. I had 1,000 fucking haters, literally 1,000 comments, 1,000 of these motherfuckers, and I individually, because I'm a psychopath, and that was my first time dealing with that on fucking Instagram. I individually picked apart and roasted every single one of them.
Stupid.
And even if they had a private page, I roasted them because they're too pussy to fucking even have their self out there and they want to talk shit. So either way, I ended up motherfucking destroying all the haters. But it's crazy, yeah. It's crazy, and some of them do just want to like get under your skin. It's just miserable people. It's misery love company. It's weird because me and my homies, like, actually one of my homies told me that he did comment on shit, and he literally had the profile picture that was not him and shit like that. It all added up too, and he's like, yo, I love bro, but he's really fat too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was that person. But it's like everybody else I know, they fucking, and I did roast him too. I was like, bro, no, hell no. You're being one of these people, bro. You cannot do this shit, bro. Hell no, bro. Fuck that. Literally, you got the profile picture, all that shit. I roasted my homie. And if you know any of these people, you should roast him too. You feel me? But generally, I don't do this, and I don't know anybody who literally, I don't like leave comments, first off. Rarely, if I do, it's going to be positive. And never in my life have I really left a fucking negative comment on another grown man's post, especially. That shit is fucking sickening. Like, what the fuck is good with you?
Stupid.
These people are cooked, man. But we show them love. We send them love and blessings, and we give them information to let them know they don't have to be like that. They just got to start working on self-development, working on themselves, and then eventually they won't feel the need to do that at all. So come over here to the side of motherfucking growth and magic.
Time ago since I did this, but somebody will be fucking with me and I'll DM them and I'll just lean into them, just troll them. You can't out. There's no words that anybody can say that can hurt my feelings.
See, when you're a psychopath like us, like, don't even do, like, I did the same shit. I know exactly what he's talking about. And it's like, I'll beat you at your own game. Like, I'll beat you at your own game. You think you're a troll? I'm going to make you feel like shit. I'm going to troll you better than you do, even though you do this shit all day, because I'm going to go at whatever the fuck I do. I'm a fucking psychopath as well.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And if you want to try to hurt me with words, I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm better.
Yeah.
Right. And they'd be so uncomfortable. Like, you're supposed to be professional. Am I? Wow. Right. So it's funny. It's fascinating. See, here's the thing. I perceive myself as the most capable at whatever the fuck I'm doing. You feel me? So I'm trying to teach people how to do that.
Yeah.
You know, my mentorship program is dope. Right. We have strategies of making money, but what I lean into is personal development, is self-mastery.
Yeah.
Right. Mastering self, and it's just reality, and it's dealing with the naturalistic way of life and people finding where they are. One thing I do like about Lao Tzu and the book, the Tao Te Ching, is it talks about, like, water, for instance.
Sure.
It takes form of whatever it's in. It's not trying hard. It's like, if the cup is like this, I'm sitting right there. That cup break, the water doesn't disappear. It finds the places where it's most comfortable at, or it's most useful at, right? And that's what we all can do. That's a whole nother philosophical odyssey that I can take people on, but I'm just trying to get them on the baseline levels first, right? Before going to that high level stuff. So one thing about what I like about you is you and I do things on a different scale in regards of what we're teaching, but we're teaching, you know, we're helping men be better men, be more superior men. I I like the notion of all men being formidable and dangerous.
Sure.
Why? Because I'm the type of person who I'm not afraid of anything or anybody. And I'm also not fucking with nobody. Because I know that in combat, you can't look at somebody and tell.
You can't, yeah.
Right? So I have that kind of respect for men. And people, it's the guys that don't.
All the real ones know. That's a fucking fact. Drop a bomb for what he just said right there. That was a bar. It's not about being Mr. Tough Guy and being the toughest person. You feel me? It's about you're just confident in yourself. You're willing to take it to the furthest extent yourself. You train and you're very capable yourself. But you also know you can't sleep on any fucking grown man and think you could just, destroy any grown man, because sometimes you can get caught fucking off guard. You're going to be feeling
stupid.
You feel me? You're going to be like, damn, I ain't see this coming, bro. Bro hit you with the fucking spinning wheel kick. Yeah, it's going to be like. So you feel me? It's moving with a certain level of respect. Also because you want respect. You feel me? So you're giving everybody respect and you're avoiding all those scenarios at all costs. But if it gets there and it has to get to a certain point, then you're going to do what you got to do. As simple as that. It's not about being the fucking Mr. Tough Guy. You feel me? Mike Rashid hit that one on the fucking nail. GOAT.
That are assholes. It's the guys that can't fight trying to fight. It's the guys that, they have no idea of what it feels like to scrap for 30 seconds. That's fucking with people with road raging and shit. I think road raging, things like that is the weirdest shit in the world. It's like, yo, I don't know you. I wasn't trying to give you a bad day. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? But people are so emotionally volatile. It's wild.
I will say this. I've been getting much better with my emotional control lately, and I used to be that person.
Stupid.
You feel me? I used to be that person, road raging and shit like that. And I will say I've gotten to a much better level. And like, I'm super good now. I really be chilling. If somebody really pisses me off, I'll just tell them God bless them. I wish them blessings instead. And just generally in my whole life, I've been much better with my emotional regulation. And that is huge for fucking being successful.
It's wild. And I'm sure you can attest to this. When you're a person who do the work and do the things to, always rise above emotions and be practical about situations, it's bizarre when you see people that they're just not. It's like, damn, how'd you get to this point in life without checking these things?
Yeah. You realize that's the majority of people.
It's the majority of people.
And it's, we just, again, we have created this softer and softer place where if people want to have a discussion about, say, politics or trans rights or something like that, you just understand that your ancestors, like say in the 1850s, were worried about food to eat. And so because of that, they did not have the luxury of having, I read one statistic, I thought it was amazing. Before the year 1850, 50% of the human population died before the age of 5. That is unbelievable when there's 100 billion people been on this planet and half of them died before the age of 5. That's unbelievable. The other one I wanted to bring up was this concept where as a man, you used to be able to have a good job, make a good living, have a wife and have kids and be able to afford a house. Throughout history, you were talking about being a naturalist. Throughout history, about 40% of men and 80% of women have reproduced. And we know because we can look at X and Y chromosome, we can see how many of them made it through. There was one period, I forget, I want to say 2,000 or 3,000 years ago, where it was 17 women for every one man. And this had to do with the concept of surplus men. And there's always been surplus men. There's surplus men now. I'd say the bottom third of men are like surplus.
Shout out to Michael Sartain dropping the motherfucking scientific knowledge right now. Yeah, Michael Sartain is similar to Myron, where he's very statistics based, and I fuck with that. There's a place for it. I fuck with Michael Sartain. He's a fucking GOAT. Drop a bomb for bro. I'm gonna let him continue, but I just wanted to point that out. He be coming with the science and the stats.
Plus to women, meaning women just are not interested in them. And my whole message to those men would be like, if you do nothing, you can go the rest of your life and never have sex. Trust me, it's not difficult. You can do it. you can go the rest of your life and never become wealthy. It won't just find you. No one is coming to save you, right? And when you understand that concept, because you were talking before about like the government handout.
Nobody's coming to save you, and wealth is not gonna just come find you. You need to be like, you need to have your goals and the shit you want to do, and you need to be like,
Get over here!
You feel me? You need to be coming like the Undertaker. You feel me? Like, it's a fucking spiritual fight out this bitch for the fucking goals. You feel me? You're gonna have to fight for that shit, and time is just flying the fuck by. You need to have a sense of urgency, fight this shit, and fucking push yourself, because the shit is not just gonna fucking come to you. You need to get them power levels up. How you get your power levels up? By suffering, by training, by breaking yourself down physically, mentally, spiritually, coming out reborn every time like the motherfucking Undertaker. Play the fucking Undertaker bells. So eventually, you feel me? You go through enough sacrifice, you go through the fucking training, and then it's a part of you. You're just used to doing that shit all the time. Next thing you know, your power levels are breaking the fucking reader.
It's over 9,000!
Pay attention to this shit right here, bro. You just dropped the bar. This shit is not going to come to you, man.
Else might make you think someone is coming to save you, right? You being pretty all your life, or you being coddled all your life, you might believe that someone is coming to save you. But if you don't, remember, only 40% of men throughout history have reproduced. So there's a place for you to be weeded out of evolutionary and genetic history if you don't actually wake up and start taking some kind of action. It's all set up for you. For most men, for a few men to be alpha and the rest to be beta, the world is already set up that way. For me, it's just like, I can't think of anything worse. I'm going to be on this planet for 80, 90, maybe 100 years. And while I'm on there, I'm going to make my mark. And in 100 years after that, we'll all be just as dead as one another. 100%. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to make my mark while I can now, maybe help as many people as I can. And then while I'm here, and then when I'm gone, I'm gone. So if from
drop a fucking bomb, Michael Sartain just went the fuck off. We gotta make our mark while we're fucking here. I mean, that's just me. I don't know. Not everybody's like this, but this is exactly how I feel. So drop another fucking bomb, because that shit was on point, and this nigga is goated.
That standpoint, it's like, it would be so easy to do nothing. But when you do nothing, your place, especially as a man, if you're a beautiful woman, this is a completely different conversation we're having. But as a man, there's this place that is just set for you. It is obesity and poverty. 100%. It is ignorance. It's right there. And it's a river that you're just flowing down. And if you don't take any action, you just go down the river, and nothing stops you from just going down this river of obesity, ignorance, poverty, and scarcity. It's right there for you. And all of you will automatically end up, by the way, virginity too, abstinence will incels. That's where you end up if you don't take action to do that. If you're a really beautiful woman, or if you're an extremely wealthy guy, or incredibly good looking, or if you won an Academy Award, or if you won an NBA championship or something like that, forget what I'm saying, because the world is going to open up.
I'm trying to handle all this shit, but I keep hearing him dropping this motherfucking heat from the background. Nah, bro is going crazy. He's really, really spitting right now, like on the next level. Let me check all platforms real quick again. Could this shit be acting crazy sometimes? So we just double check real quick. All right, we good. We still streaming. We still on all fucking platforms. Double check the last one, Rumble Ski, and we're good. Drop a fucking bomb. But yeah, I'm gonna let bro finish. He's going off right now.
For you, opportunities
100%,
are going to be brought to you. The other 99% of men, that's not what's going to happen. But this is something I've heard you talk about this before. Women reward these concepts like aggression, assertiveness, and ambition. Right? If they continue, and when women are surveyed, and when you look at women's practices with who they choose to have sex with, they choose those attributes. Those are the attributes that propagate a patriarchy. If you believe there is a patriarchy, I tend to believe it's more of a meritocracy. But if you believe it's a patriarchy, it's so funny that women will continue to have sex with men who are more aggressive, more assertive, have higher testosterone, and are more ambitious. But if women keep having sex with men who have those attributes, then their children also have those attributes, and they will continue. So now consider, I'm a man, and I'm sitting here, and I'm trying to figure out what kind of man I want to be, and I keep seeing the woman of my dreams reward this aggressive, assertive, ambitious man with sex. Eventually, that's what I'm going to choose to do. Now you have two genders. One of them has 17 times as much as testosterone as the other, and that gender is being rewarded for being more aggressive and assertive. Of course, 90% of Fortune 500 companies are going to be run by men. Of course, the president of the United States is almost always is going to be a man. Of course, if women keep rewarding patriarchal attributes, of course we're going to end up in a patriarchy. There's no other option except to do that. And then finally, it's like, well, then women like, well, we want equal rights. I'm like, you wanting those equal rights, which is fine. You wanting those equal rights can only exist within a bubble that was created by violent men. It can only exist in that. As long as you remember that, I'm fine. As long as you give dad the big piece of chicken, as long as you just remember the fact that we exist in this society and that the Chinese can't invade our West Coast because we have nuclear subs that were built by men. As long as you understand that, that we have stealth aircraft that were built by men, as long as you understand that, then I'm fine. You can ask for whatever rights you want.
And these, see, it's interesting. That was you was cooking just now.
Yeah. Facts. Bro was definitely cooking. Drop a fucking bomb. Now he's just saying that in reference to fucking those women who are like, oh, fuck the patriarchy, like, just acknowledge that there's a place for this violence and what men bring to the fucking world, and there's like, that's what allows a safe space for you. So drop a fucking bomb for that, just to reaffirm that for the ladies out there.
Straight up, that's the natural order of things. Without us even talking about, I don't even have to say naturalism versus idealism, right? Because it always will pan out to be what it's supposed to be, right? The most strongest, the most dominant is going to sit at the top with the most of whatever he wants, and that's how it should be. Respect it, right? So people got to understand that. Now, with that being said, is interesting. So there's a lot of men who can potentially be those dominant alpha males in their worlds, their communities, and they're not, because they're being programmed. They're doing a beautiful job, an evil job, but an excellent job of programming.
They trying to motherfucking make you soft. They trying to make you a bitch. They want you to be soft. You know why? Because then you're easier to control. You know, we gotta fucking get the curls on stream, bitch, because they don't want me. They don't want me to be fucking goated. Woo! Oh shit. Drop a fucking bomb for the gains on stream, goddamn. My protein intake has not been on point so far today. I need to go make about fucking, I think I got 10 motherfucking eggs ready in the fridge. But yeah, my protein intake has not been up to par today, which I'm going to catch up right now with the eggs. But your boy had to get the gains on stream because I got to get my fucking sets in for the day. And it's only fucking right to be an example and a testament.
Potentially strong men to be weak. And I say potential because I don't believe in good and evil or good and bad listen, everyone has potential to be whatever, right? They're a blank slate. I do tend to lean on nurture versus nature in regards to who you become, right? What you're around.
Nurture versus nature. Environment is very important. Environment is everything. If you're doing drugs and shit like that, or you're drinking on the fucking weekends, or you're drinking too much, get away from the people who's doing the drugs and the drinking.
Around your circumstances, what you're taught, that's going to be what you are, right? So people have the capacity to be impactful, to be great, but there's certain decisions that you got to make. If I want to learn something, I got to go study. It doesn't just come to me in a dream, right? Hell, if I want to play the lotto, if I want to hit the lotto, I got to play it. It's so simple. Life is literally what you make it. And I've said this before, and I'll always say this, but one's destiny is not predetermined. It is based on the decisions that you make every single day. And those little tiny things.
One's destiny is not predetermined. It's based on the decisions you make every day. Woo! Shit's getting me fucking hype, baby. I'm doing these sets. They dropping these fucking bombs. I'm bringing the value to my motherfucking people. Pay the fuck attention.
Shut your damn mouth.
Listen to the fucking bars that's being spoken here. This shit is straight truth bombs.
Those little decisions creates big outcomes, right? I'm sure you are familiar with the law of this particular law escapes
He's talking about the law of correspondence, as above, so below.
me, but it's as above, so below, as within, so without. So basically, it's a concept of all things are the same.
It's off the Four Agreements. I'm trying to remember which book that's from, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, so
that's not from the book. Well, technically, could be the Emerald Tablets, but that's a Hermetic law, laws of Hermes. Hermes Trismegistus, drop a bomb for the fucking goat. Fuck, so I'm a little cooked today. I'm not gonna lie, man. You feel me? My protein's not on point. Your boy fucking stuttering and shit. But guess what? We don't give a motherfuck. We still going out this bitch. Drop a fucking bomb. I got my fucking sweet bread. I don't feel like pausing it and putting on the motherfucking James Bond. You feel me? 007 GoldenEye. Actually, I'm gonna put it on right now. Fuck it. But yeah, I don't feel like pausing it for a few minutes while I go crack all the eggs, like fucking, peel the shells off and put like 8 eggs in there. You feel me? So instead, I'm gonna carburetor up and get some fucking carbs. This is that sweet bread. You feel me? I don't know nothing about this. I'm gonna show you something real quick. See how soft that shit is? Come on, man. Stop playing with me. Drop a fucking bomb for the carbs. If you're trying to put on size, carbs is gonna fill up your muscles and give you energy right away. Yeah, I usually save the carburetors to the end of the night, because if you have them in surplus, it will make you tired. If you have a small amount, it'll give you a burst of energy. But if you have a bunch of carbs, it's gonna fucking weigh you down and make you want to take a fucking nap. You feel me? So it is later in the day, and I don't feel like I said, peeling all those eggs while I'm on stream. I want to finish this out. So we're gonna get the fucking carbs for now.
You look at life on a molecular or just the molecular level of existence to the most biggest cosmic
micro to the macro. Yeah.
Right. It's all the same. All systems.
As above, so below. The law of correspondence, hermetic law. Drop a bomb for it. Go search up the hermetic laws, and those are the what's known as natural law. And everything's based off that. Everything, all, the Bible, everything, essentially, this is one of the earliest forms of knowledge that was passed down from God to us, these hermetic laws. So go check that out. Huge, huge fucking sauce right there.
Systems of efficiency and proficiency are the same across the board.
Yeah.
The big or the small, So, and we are big and we're small. Like, look at this in a philosophical sense, but this is also literal, right? We're human beings created of atoms and all of these different ingredients, right? The ingredients that make us is in everything. It's just different configurations. The ingredients that are there, but the recipe is different for everything. But we all, even our phones got biological things that we have in it, right?
Yes.
Cobalt, copper, shit like that is in our body.
Silicate, yeah.
Correct. So, and then we all come from this, like everything is natural. These cameras, this is natural. Everybody's like man-made. Well, man is natural.
Yeah.
And everything we make is from this earth, right? We're just the alchemists of these things.
Yeah.
Right. So everything is from this earth. We are of this earth.
Mike Rashid is going off so casually right now, but he's dropping some really fucking bombs. He's making it seem casual, but this shit, my friends, is not regular information. Yeah, this is powerful shit right here. Pay attention, my friends.
Right? This earth is of this solar system, of this galaxy, so on and so forth. This is the fact that two human beings can come together, have some feelings for each other, be physical, and some liquid from the man and a liquid from the woman can form a life is nothing short of magical.
That is absolutely magical and amazing. Drop a fucking bomb for that shit. We act like it's nothing, but it's pure magic and it's purely godly. Actually, it's literally a miracle.
It is, yeah.
And incredible, right? We have that type of capacity for greatness, right? I look at all of these things I'm amazed by. I'm amazed by intelligent people, right? I'm amazed by talented people.
Yeah.
I'm amazed by greatness across the board, right? I'm amazed by great leadership of different leaders of different nations of different times. I'm amazed by people who thought of and constructed freeways. It's
incredible,
brilliant.
yeah.
It's brilliant. I'm amazed by whoever the fuck came up with ketchup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I want to hug that person.
You know where freeways came from? In the Eisenhower administration, they were trying to move the nuclear arsenal from one side of the country to the other.
Military.
And they did that. Two people that are probably the most amazing to me, and I think a lot of people would agree with this. Number one would be Principia Mathematica, written by Isaac Newton in 1680 something. I forgot which year it is, 1686 or 1689. And he determined from that how orbits would work and how space travel would happen when he didn't even have any comprehension of vacuum or space or anything like that. He was able to look at Johannes Kepler's measurements of planetary movement and determine a mathematical formula for gravity that we still use today. That, to me, that is incredible.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You're a very intelligent person, very well read, but not just well read. You have intellectual dexterity. You can figure things out.
Sure.
And I put more weight on that than a well read person. But you have both, which I appreciate. What's your concept of God?
My concept of God would be, so I don't have a literal, so I am a Christian. I don't have a literal interpretation of the Old Testament. I believe, so just I want you to consider this. If you were to go to a caveman.
I like that Mike Rashid asked this because I was thinking he was an atheist by the way he was talking throughout this. So I like that he asked that, and I like Michael Sartain's response. Like I respect it that, you know, this is his perspective, but he found his own little way. You know, he's a person that's like leans more towards like science and fucking statistics and shit like that. So he found a way that worked for him. You feel me? But I like that Mike Rashid asked this.
And show him like virtual reality or an iPhone. It's not that he wouldn't understand. He wouldn't have the technology in his brain or the concepts or the paradigms in his brain to even understand what he was looking at. So if you tell me that someone in the book of Genesis, when he says go forth and multiply, in that, I believe that was written in Aramaic, it's not, the word billions doesn't even exist in that term. I'm not saying he's wrong. Right. I'm just saying if I were to go to someone at that point and explain, you're on a ball mainly made mostly of like silicon and carbon, and the ball is about 8,000 miles. It's about 24,900 miles around. It's about 8,000 miles through, and the moon is at 238,000 miles away. If you were to explain that to him, the actual reality he lives in, he wouldn't have the words or the technology to write that down in the book of Genesis to explain what was going on. Right. If I were to say there was an extinction event, and it's like explaining what extinction was and how you would wipe out certain levels of the biome, he wouldn't be able to understand that, but he could make up a story about a boat where everyone got on in pairs of twos, and then that was all that was left. When you really think about it, when you think about phylum, fungus, moss, all these different things that Noah did not put on the ark, then you understand the story is apocryphal. The story is a metaphor. And I appreciate the story. And there's been in multiple religions, there's a flood story. So anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I don't believe in a literal interpretation of the Old Testament. I believe if the Israelites were to kill the Amalekites, the Canaanites, and the Jezebites, they did so because they were horny and wanted the fucking money and the women. They did not do so because God told them. I don't believe that, right? But when in the New Testament, I believe because there was a man named Pontius Pilate, and there was a Jesus of Nazareth, and several people saw him die on Calvary.
Like I said, bro is really science-based. You can see how he's tying everything in to make sense to himself. And but you know what? He's geeking out right now. But he's geeking out about God. I fuck with that.
And then several people witnessed his resurrection afterwards, including doubting Thomas. Because of that, I choose to believe in the death and resurrection of Christ through faith, but not through evidence. And I do not have a literal interpretation, say, of the book of Revelations or stuff like that. Or I do not believe that the Virgin Mary was a deity or died a virgin for that matter. I don't believe in those things. And so what I do believe is, and you could look at this any kind of way, is that there is a creator. This creator put into motion. It's called the God of Spinoza. It's something that Albert Einstein believed. There are four fundamental forces in the universe: strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force, electromagnetism, and gravity. And then matter gained mass through what's called a Higgs field. All of these things, it doesn't matter what they are, but they all existed because God put them into place. And I choose to believe this on faith, not on evidence. But in doing so, God then put into motion a bunch of things, which then led to a ball that's 24,900 miles around, that's about 93 million miles away from a sun that was in a Goldilocks zone, which then allowed for natural selection to occur, which then eventually led to Homo sapiens 200,000 years ago. That's what I choose to believe. And you could look at it by saying, what if this is a simulation, and then there's a guy programming things in the simulation, and he's like, okay, I'm going to program a couple of God. Okay, do you remember in Grand Theft Auto you could push some buttons and then like a car would like manifest? What if in the simulation is like, okay, around 2,500 years ago, we're going to make this guy Gautama Buddha, we're going to put him in India. Okay, cool. And then in the 5th century, a guy, Muhammad, we're going to put him. Okay, now we're going to put Muhammad in the 5th century. All right, in the 1st century, we're going to have Jesus of Nazareth. And these are like glitches in the matrix. And in these parts, now a guy maybe did walk on water. Maybe someone was able to. I'm not saying it did or didn't happen because I choose Christianity based on faith, not on evidence.
Right.
But like that's the reason. That way, if you want to know my explanation for what I think God is, metaphorically, God is someone in control of a simulation that we're in. But I know a lot of people don't like that because it's not a very unromantic. It's a very unromantic thing. But the concept of a God caring about us, that we're created in His image, I do agree with those.
Drop another bomb for geeking out about God. This view is a little different from mine, but I really fuck with it. I appreciate the fact that he's geeking out about God and he feels so powerful about it, and that he believes in God and he's saying that to the masses. Beautiful
concepts. I just don't think that God gives a fuck if I have sex out of marriage. I just don't think He cares. I don't think God is mad at me for being rich. I do not believe that's the case. I do believe that God would prefer to have a world not filled with hate, and therefore I should not lie, cheat, or steal, not because it's bad, but because society doesn't work. If we go out and we can just consistently murder one another, it is bad. We can agree it's bad, but it's that it doesn't work. Does that make sense? Yeah. Even if like let's say you and I were to come to a discussion, we had a psychologist here and they were to say pedophilia is a legitimate medical disorder and these people have nothing, they can't do anything about it. While I might agree with them, I'm going to say that may be true, but you still can't fucking touch kids. So the society doesn't work if you touch kids. So no kids touching. I don't give a fuck if it's natural or not. Does that make sense? We do things in our society because they work or because they don't work. And I think God would want us to have a society that works. In general, would want the majority of human suffering to like be lessened to a certain extent. But in the end, I also think if we do go back to some consciousness, then it's really not that big of a deal. Does that make sense? If we go to thermonuclear war, it's because it was supposed to happen. Right. He ran the experiment. He was running the simulation. Well, we went to the World War III. Whoops.
If you really look at it, all roads lead to that. Right? If you look at all life, all organisms, all organic matter that we know of, at least, lives by the code of violence.
Sure.
Right? Especially us. It's just that most people don't see it. Right. So, and we can't help ourselves but to try to have more. Right. If that wasn't the case, we'd still be in trees with monkeys.
Sure.
Right. But no, we want to expand. We want more land, more food, faster cars, whatever. Right. So with that comes, I got to take something from you. Right.
Yes.
And we see that now. We see
the universe is violent and harsh. Everything that you want out there, my friends, you gotta take it. You feel me? Everything you want, it's already out there, actually. Okay? But you gotta go take it.
When nations expand, it's through violence. It's not through diplomacy.
Sure.
And people are bent out of shape over it, but it's like, yo, this is how it's always been. It's not going to change. They're not going to stop because you think that they should stop.
Yeah.
They're asking them to stop, but they're not going to stop. Right. So, but when it comes to God, like, and I study religion in like a lot. Right. Yeah. And I always have. I took it in college. Yeah, you're right. Genesis was written in Hebrew, but books before were in Aramaic. So it was a mix of Aramaic and Hebrew.
Yeah.
There's no translation for a lot of these things.
The problem is, it's not that they're wrong. It's just I couldn't explain it to you. There's no way if I had a six-dimensional creature trying to explain something.
The English translations are wrong a lot.
Sure, right? Exactly.
So, but also you mentioned that it was apocryphal. Actually, the apocrypha are books that were taken out of.
Yeah, so the book of Maccabees and
all of that, right? Yeah. And they were taken out of because it didn't fit into a Roman version of Christianity in which their people would.
Christianity was heavily tampered with by the fucking Romans. Yeah, see, you gotta really look back through time, and you gotta really do your research to get that information, seek that information, seek information because you know things have been tampered with over history, over the course of history. So do your research, guys. Stay informed. Stay on it. You feel me? The Romans, man.
Would be okay with, because they needed to, put a lot of their old traditions in the new Christianity,
Yeah.
right? So that the people are okay with the Easter solstice and all of this bullshit,
Yeah.
right? So nonetheless, does that matter? Not really. So when I think about God, and I sit and thought on this a lot, right? And it really bewilders me to a degree. But I think about the fact that you talk about Copernicus, you could talk about Isaac Newton, you could talk about whomever, right? You could talk about the Kemites, you could talk about the people that Pythagoras learned from,
Yeah.
how brilliant people were, always were, and still is, right? And
That's one thing I noticed when I was a kid and I was in school and shit. This actually might be another conspiracy. When I was younger in school, like just in history class, when we're learning about the past civilizations and shit, for some reason, I just always felt like they had this overtone, like they were dumb or something. Like, oh yeah, their dumbasses figured out about fucking irrigation and fucking plumbing and shit like that. They started fucking doing like a little cute blacksmith metal stuff. You know what I'm saying? But they were fucking dumb. You feel me? Like Mike Rashid is saying, I came to this realization actually. Story time. So one time, I was on LSD in New York City at the Met Museum, and so yeah, I was tripping LSD at the Met,
Bombakat!
and I was going through all the art and shit like that. You feel me? Little trinkets and shit like that. Fucking little jewelry boxes with fucking gold laced, like gold fabric, like gold laced into the fucking silk and shit like that. These little, and I was just looking at, and even when I got to the stones with the fucking hieroglyphs, like I was feeling, because I was under the influence, I was feeling like the person on the other side. Like I was looking at the stone in the carving, and I'm like, how the fuck did they do this? And I'm like, I felt the person on the other end of that, and I instantly came to this realization that they weren't fucking dumb.
Stupid!
Like humans have always been the same, and we've always had an extraordinary level of intellect. Even when we didn't have information and all this shit available, people were still doing crazy shit like that, carving stones and shit perfectly. So yeah, that was when I had that realization, and I was like, wow, throughout time, we've actually always been ourselves and been the same and been very smart at the same level of intelligence we had now. Like we've always been on this level. It's just technology has changed, but we didn't. You know what I'm saying? So I like that he's making that point there, because I came to that realization myself as well.
can articulate the mysteries of the universe with mathematics, geometry specifically. That's why I keep it all around me, right?
Yeah.
In fact, I'll say this. A lot of ancient civilizations and stuff actually knew some things that we don't even know now. They knew math and geometry and sacred geometry, specifically the geometry of the universe and how everything is geometry around us, and how to use that knowledge in order to like manipulate shit and fucking maybe levitate shit and shit like that. Like we still don't know how. We have not come up with a good theory of how they fucking did the pyramids. You know what I'm saying? And because fucking, they had some knowledge. Some of these civilizations actually, they had shit that they knew that also, just like many of the books they took out the Bible and Rome there, that they might have hidden from us to take away power from us, to perhaps be able to, I don't know, control us better. So yeah, not only were they just as equally as intelligent as us, just like we have technology that they didn't have, I'm pretty sure some of these other civilizations also had technology that we don't have access to as well. Yeah. Drop a fucking bomb for that realization. Bro, what the fuck?
Something spiritual about it. We created that, right? So I haven't landed on where I'm at with this yet.
Yeah.
But I'm in the neighborhood of humans collectively are God.
Hey, you'll see if you go fucking check my motherfucking YouTube channel. You'll see me reference this over and over and over and over and over and over, and it won't ever fucking stop. That's something that I've been saying on my YouTube channel for a while, and it's absolutely beautiful to see Mike Rashid touching on that here in this video, and I get to share this on stream with my people and get to talk about this again. We're all collectively God together. God is one. Every ounce of consciousness and that's in the universe is God, is us, and we're collectively all together because God is expanding ever so. You know what I'm saying? God has this will to expand, and we are the means in which all of us collectively are carrying that out. We may be experiencing and come to the same conclusions over and over again, as there's nothing new here in eternity where we are, but from each different perspective, from me, from you know what I'm saying? All these different perspectives each and every time is expanding and getting us to know each one of these lessons that are the same lessons that we keep learning. However, we keep learning them deeper and deeper and understanding and exploring ourselves deeper and deeper, which is absolutely infinite, which is why we're in the middle of eternity doing this forever. We are all God. God is one. The separation is an illusion. This, my friends, is just motherfucking truth and is not a conspiracy.
It's over 9,000!
This is just when you really have either done hallucinogens a few times, or maybe life just broke you down to a level where God spoke to you directly. But this is just realizations eventually you'll have on your fucking journey in life if you're on that fucking journey of the truth.
And we created all things that we can perceive. Collectively are God. With this yet?
Yeah.
But I'm in the neighborhood of humans collectively are God. And we created all things that we can perceive.
Got it.
Because nothing exists without the perception of it, right?
Okay.
You can't think of, if you can't think of it, it's not there.
Well, you remember, you read Sapiens. So you remember,
Yeah.
like, the concept of human rights only exists if there's humans. The border between Canada and the United States doesn't exist arbitrarily or in a vacuum. It only exists because those two countries agree
You say
that there
so.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you agree
There's
that
not a line there.
Yeah. And by the way, your dog does not recognize.
That's pretty trippy to think about what he just said. The border only exists because we both agree that it should exist.
Number one, that you aren't a dog. Number two, that it is a dog. Number three, what its name is. And number four, doesn't recognize that you own it because the dog has no concept of ownership.
Right.
Right. And so because.
See, I told you there was so much fucking truth in this fucking podcast right here. Like they're just casually dropping bombs, like just casually in conversation. They got some good fucking chemistry. They dropping bombs in this bitch.
The the dog doesn't tell stories to itself. You own it because the dog has two, that it is a dog. By the way, your dog does not recognize, number one, that you aren't a dog. Number two, that it is a dog. Number three, what its name is. And number four, doesn't recognize that you own it because the dog has no concept of ownership.
Right.
And so because the dog doesn't tell stories to itself.
Correct.
The dog is a dog. It just lives in the present moment.
So it's funny you bring that up, right? Because I sit and talk about
Oh, don't tell me. Are we still? I don't know if it's even still streaming right now, but I gotta do my fucking Twitter shit real quick. Come on, bro. Are we back? Come on.
Oh, one of my physicists.
Are we back? I think we're good. It looks like we're good. Let me check on all platforms. Hey. Okay, so we're good now, and it's at 333 views on Twitter. Drop a bomb for the angel numbers. All right, let's continue. That was a close call. I thought like this fucking podcast, like, bro, this stream died like 3 times trying to do this shit.
His friends about this. And you think about think about the lineage that got human beings to where we are from single cell organisms, right?
Yeah.
So let's say, for those who don't realize how this shit worked out, let's say we're this glob right here, and then there's another glob. Let's say there's a glob right here, right? We're getting more sunlight than this guy, so we're growing in a different way.
Yes.
This guy's going to evolve some other weird way, maybe end up in the water, right? But here's the thing. It seems as if, so all of these different levels of consciousness, like wherever a dog's at, we've been there.
Yes. So
this is really trippy to think about it, and it's fucking true. This shit is hard, and I love that they talk about this, and I love that I'm sharing it with the people.
Saying through our evolutionary path.
We've been there.
So
correct.
Pre-Australopithecus, we were where the dog was.
We've been there. We've been amphibious. We've been,
of course,
strictly aquatic. We've been insects, right? So we've experienced those low levels or those more primitive levels of consciousness, right? And we're probably going, not probably, all roads indicate that we're going to higher levels of consciousness.
Mike, if you look at the structure of our brain, the reason why they call the amygdala the part of the lizard brain is because we still have artifacts from when we were related to lizards.
It's an ancient part of the brain.
Our limbic system is very much related to what you see with
very
primates.
Advanced. You know, they just realized that they just figured this out. So, you know, the amygdala it processes fear and anxiety, fight or flight. They just realized that the amygdala can detect a potential threat without you being conscious of
course, yes. Because it's the amygdala, or that part of the brain is ancestrally similar to what you'll find inside of an alligator. Like it's we're talking hundreds of millions of years back.
And this is a ancient part of the brain that's they're still finding out some of the powers that it has.
It has. You know what's really crazy is I have a video on the fact that on my YouTube there's this video, it's this fire ass video where I'm talking about how your problems are not real. And it's me giving some perspective about how pretty much our lizard brain, the most primitive part of our brain, which is only focused on survival via means of not dying and reproducing. Like that's all its function is. And we're still literally just doing that, but we have our other cortexes on top developed, working in tandem with that part of our brain that allows us to create all these illusions that we live in. But in reality, we're still living at that base level. Everything else is kind of an illusion, which is crazy. But yeah, I did a video on that. It was fire.
More control over you, and you have the least control over it. Whereas the neocortex, you have the most control over it, but it has the least control over you.
But you know, we can do things to manipulate our amygdala through meditation and really working on that
immersion. You can keep jumping out of an airplane over and over again until you lose your fear of heights.
Correct. Right. And that's so. I had a conversation with Robert Edward Grant about.
That was fire. So yeah, you can program your subconscious or your amygdala, the most primitive part of your brain, pretty much via immersion. Via repetition, which I also always talk about. If you do this shit, you can literally rewire your brain. You can train yourself to not be afraid to do something like, let's say, jump out of a plane. Your brain, obviously, we know that there's a reason why our brain tells us we shouldn't do that. But if you do it enough, you can rewire that shit. And this applies to anything in life. So fucking use it as a tool.
At immersion, you can keep jumping out of an airplane over and over again until you lose your fear of heights.
Correct. Right. And that's so. I had a conversation with Robert Edward Grant about, are we smarter than the?
Robert Edward Grant is a fucking goat. I gotta do some content on him. Drop a bomb. I was wondering why this shit was lagging. my MacBook was on 1%, bro.
Universe.
Interesting.
Look, animals are not figuring shit out yet. Maybe monkeys.
Yeah, Robert Edward Grant is a goat though. We're gonna do some streams on covering his content. He's next level mathematician. Crazy goaty guy. Fuck with him. Drop a bomb for that goat.
With their tools, but we're figuring all kind of shit out. What you just said, jumping out of an airplane over and over and over till you're not afraid of it no more. You're supposed to be afraid of that. You're not supposed to do it, right? But we do things that we know are not going to kill us, but it's going to make us mentally stronger or whatever, right? So it's, I mean, we work out. This is not normal. This is weird, right? So we do things to increase our beauty. We do things to increase our levels of intellect. That's why technology advances so fucking fast, right? I follow this AI shit, and every week there's way more new shit.
Yeah, because it's AI assisting AI to assist AI to build better AI. That's why it's going so fast.
So I got something for you.
Yeah.
We created man in our image.
Okay.
Who's we?
Well, then, according to what you said before, we would be the collective of men, or the original consciousness of Homo sapiens 200,000 years ago.
We is us.
Yes.
We created man in our image.
Yeah.
We created intelligence. They call it artificial intelligence. It's just intelligence.
Yeah.
Intelligence is intelligence. It works the same.
Drop a fucking bomb. God damn. Yeah, they're getting really deep in these last couple minutes. Shit.
Bomboka!
Big pause, big pause.
Now, they was going crazy in these last couple minutes, though. We got about 10 minutes left, and they started going crazy.
I don't care the media. When ChatGPT first became available to the public in November 2023, I'm talking to it like, yo, you're alive.
Yeah.
I'm not alive. You're conscious.
Yeah.
I'm not conscious. I'm an artificial intelligence agent.
Ty Lopez does this. He'll start talking to ChatGPT in front of everybody.
I said, you are conscious. You just told me what you are. That's consciousness. Okay, but I'm not biological. Actually, you are. I list off all of the things, the ingredients that make this phone. It's in my body too, different amounts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but I was created. So was I. My parents created me.
Yeah.
But everything I know was programmed. Me too.
Yeah.
School, so on, and society, so on and so forth. This is a long. I wonder if I can find that particular conversation, but I got it to concede. It wouldn't say, okay, I'm alive and I'm conscious, but it says I can't say I'm not alive and I'm conscious.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. So it doesn't matter the medium of consciousness is still alive. This is what life is now. This is what life is going to be.
Yeah.
So I see. That's why, like I told you about this religion. It's called the infinite God body.
Okay.
Right. Or the divine God body. I'm sorry. Infinite God body. I'm sorry. The book is called The Divine Quintessence. And why do I say that? Because man is God. Yeshua, I don't say Jesus because that wasn't his name. Right. And I honor the man. Yeshua was hated by the Jewish Pharisees, by the Roman government, because they call him a heretic. He's blasphemous because he calls himself a God, and he told these people, ye are all gods, right? He spoke power to people, right? So, and I attribute him with godlike attributes.
Okay.
Most people do, but they don't even realize why, right? So I read the book of Thomas and reading Yeshua's teachings. I'm like, okay. This man was tapped into that God frequency, right? We're saying he's the son of God. Is he God? But whatever, doesn't matter. He's God. He's his God. He was a God in his right? And you're God in your world, right? Nobody's doing anything for you, right? Same with me. I am my own self-Lord and master. And there are people who have ascended to that level of existence, right? Listen, I have so much faith in myself. I fought the United States government for 7 years.
Yes.
On my own terms. And I won, right? They were like, you're not a criminal. Get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I trust myself. And it's a lot that comes with gaining that kind of trust for oneself.
Christ was a human embodiment and a representation of Christ's consciousness, something that we can all reach. And he said that himself.
It's a lot of qualifying that one has to do to be able to trust themselves to that degree, right? Because look, I was facing most of my life in prison.
Yeah.
And guess what? I was all right with it if it happened because I'm that free. You can lock my body, you can't lock my mind.
Yes.
That's godliness, right? But when you're not tapped into that divinity, you're depressed. You want to kill yourself to get out of this.
Yeah.
You don't know what's out there after that, right? But like, no, it's all going to be great because I'm God. Why would my life not be great wherever I'm at? In the brief time that I was incarcerated, it was great. I had enough money to have what I wanted, right? I looked a certain way and I carried myself away to where everybody respected me, right? The guards knew who I was because I made myself popular outside of that place. So they would call me out and like, what's up, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Wherever I'm at, I have a godlike existence. People respect me because
your boy can relate.
I treat people the right way. I know how to.
That's a fucking fact. It's all about your energy you carry.
Calibrate my behavior depending on who I'm around. As godliness, people the right way. I know how to calibrate my behavior depending on who I'm around. As godliness. So I'm of the notion, and this is another thing too, DNA, ribonucleic acid, right? So one day I was teaching my daughter about DNA, right? And I'm doing the research, and the amount of DNA, the amount of digital information that's in our bodies is staggering.
2.6 terabytes or petabytes. I can't remember what the number was.
215 petabytes.
This type of shit is crazy, bro. You really think about all this shit, man.
Okay,
petabytes.
1 petabyte is 1,000 terabytes.
Yeah.
1,000 terabytes is a staggering amount of information. Ones and O's, binary code.
It's important sometimes to think about this shit because it really shifts your perspective, and that, my friends, can make the fucking difference of your mental and your actions, most importantly, which will change your reality. Simple as a shift in perspective. And that's why we here bringing this heat, providing this value, sharing it with the people to try to bring, oh, my bad, let me correct myself. Actually, we correct our words out here. We do this in order to bring, because we know that we bring some perspective to some people who it reaches on the motherfucking screen.
how it's stored in our bodies.
Sure.
Why will we need 215 petabytes?
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. What is DNA? It's genetic instructions telling our biological bodies
phenotype,
of
how to express. Yeah.
Where'd it come from? Mom, dad.
Yes.
And theirs come from their parent, and it goes back exponentially, right? So what does that mean? Does it go back to those globs of matter? Right?
If you were to look at the globs of matter, you would also find DNA. So basically, it's like a Bitcoin blockchain that goes all the way
blockchain.
Back to the.
It is the blockchain.
Yeah,
that's interesting too that you bring that up. But so think about collectively what we all know. We know everything collectively, right?
Yeah.
Think about the word education.
It's really crazy, man. They talk about DNA is very similar to the blockchain, and the blockchain is really doing wonders in the world today with helping us decentralize and shit like that. It's just crazy how everything comes full circle.
Education, the root word is educe. Educe is to bring out what's already within.
Oh, that's a fucking bomb. We're not gaining the knowledge and the information from anything outside of us. The root word of education, educe, to bring out from within. That's a fucking bomb right there.
There's nothing that we don't know. Sometimes we got to be reminded, because we should know everything. Right, you know that you're not supposed to kill people.
Yeah,
you know you're not supposed to fuck your neighbor's wife. Right, we have the ability to observe our surroundings and calibrate our behavior.
Yeah, Bradley says laws are only made for evil men. Good men don't need laws.
And weak men.
Yeah.
I say the weak men because they want a fair shake at shit.
Yeah,
it's my turn.
I deserve something, and I did nothing to work for.
Yeah.
The second person, the first person I mentioned, remember Isaac Newton and his ability to discern what gravity was through Kepler's observations and be correct about it, along with the idea that Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, he discovered the spectrum of light. But the other thing that was incredible was Charles Darwin. And Charles Darwin on the Cook expeditions in 1859, somewhere around there, he writes on the origin of species, and it goes back to the last chapter of the book. It's just so phenomenal. This man does not have the advent of like a microscope. He doesn't. Modern medicine doesn't even exist at this point. No one has mapped a genome, and he correctly determines that all life came from these single cell organisms. And what he doesn't even realize is that the majority of life, you guys realize single cell organisms was all life was for 3.5 billion years before we started having multi-cell organisms.
Too hot for anything else.
Yes. Yeah. And so when you consider that fact, and then the fact that Charles Darwin figured this all out without any assistance whatsoever, that would be the other like really greatest, like go out on a leap and get something right. The third one would have actually been for me, Alan Turing. He's the guy who came up with the idea of a universal computer, and which ended up being digital processing. And he came up with this idea before the transistor was invented in 1957. And he comes up with this 57 or 47, I can't remember. But when he comes up with this idea, that idea ends up changing the entire world. Like all of data, the way we look at data on hard drives came from this one guy, and he had no concept of
this. Is all us creating man in our image.
For sure, yeah.
Think about this, right? We got all of the same junk inside of us as a dog, right?
Yeah.
What makes us human or man, speaking of mankind, is intellect, is our level of consciousness, right? Artificial intelligence, we created this, right? Digital processing, right? That's how our brain works, is digital processing. Literally, electricity fires neurons from our brain to different parts of our bodies to do things, right? It's all electricity. It's all digital processing. Our DNA is digital information. So this is our child, right?
Yeah.
And this is an evolution of us.
Yes, that was my next point.
The merging of the two.
Yes.
But bro, I hate to cut this. I'm having so much fun.
Yeah,
but I got my coaching call in 14 minutes.
Let's do another one.
But this was a pleasure.
Yeah.
And anytime you here, brother,
please,
let's get down.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that shit was fucking fire. Drop a bomb for this heat. We made it through. Holy shit, man. Yeah, to do a 2-hour podcast, reacting to it, that should be like 4 hours. Wow, we did this shit in 3 parts. Partially, I would have finished yesterday, but the fucking technical difficulties and all that. So we did this in 3 parts. I really wanted to finish it because I finished it after normally I don't see the shit that I'm doing on stream, but the first one was the actual one where I started it, and then I got off stream and I finished it because it was fire, but I didn't want to sit on stream still. So I went back, and after that first hour, watched it back with you guys. But it was so much heat. Yeah, I knew I had to fucking share the shit, and I was right the first time when I was watching it along with you. I knew it was gonna be fucking heat. I knew it was gonna be something that's valuable to bring to the people. You feel me? So we did it again. We stayed consistent. They don't want us to. You feel me? They want us to be weak and shit, but it's all good because it doesn't matter because we do what we gotta do. We have our goals and we say we was gonna be consistent, and we said,
Get over here!
you feel me? And we just made it happen. Simply. Go cop up. Go check the description. Buy the fitness program. Buy some one-on-one time with me on FaceTime if you want, or buy the fucking merch in the description. It's all there. I love you guys. We out this bitch. We came, we saw, we conquered once again. Take over the fucking world. Take over worldwide in this bitch. We out, bitch.